There's a mark that some people carry, invisible to the eye, yet it shapes every moment of their lives. It's not a scar or a birthmark, but something deeper. What if you've had it all along without realizing? This mark changes how you see the world, and once you know it, there's no going back. In spiritual traditions, this mark is often described as a divine seal, a sign of being set apart for a purpose. It's not earned, it's given, often through trials that refine your character. The chosen ones don't flaunt it, but it's evident in their actions and how they treat others. Compassion isn't just feeling sorry for someone. For the chosen, it's a weight that crushes. This isn't ordinary empathy. It's a relentless force that leaves them exhausted, yet unable to stop. But here's the catch. This very compassion often isolates them. Because who can understand that kind of burden? In many traditions, this is seen as a gift, but it comes at a cost. The chosen feel the pain of others as if it were their own, driving them to act even when it's inconvenient. This deep sensitivity can lead to burnout, but it's also what fuels their mission to heal and serve. Imagine walking into a room and instantly feeling the tension, the unspoken anger, the hidden grief. Chosen ones don't just read the room, they feel it in their bones. This sensitivity goes beyond the physical, picking up on energies that others miss. It's a gift that can overwhelm, making crowded places unbearable. Yet, it's also their compass, guiding them to truths that stay hidden from everyone else. The chosen feel a relentless pull to serve, often sacrificing their own comfort. They might quit stable jobs to help strangers or give away savings without a second thought. This isn't mere kindness. It's a divine assignment that transcends personal gain. In many traditions, such service is seen as a sacred duty, a path to healing and justice. Their lives become a testament to a higher purpose, a calling that reshapes everything. Sometimes you just know something is right, even when logic says otherwise. That's the inner knowing. Chosen ones have an unshakable intuition that guides their decisions, often defying rational explanation. They might take a different route home and avoid an accident, or invest in a startup that becomes a giant. It's not luck, it's a deep, internal compass. Some call it a sixth sense, others a direct line to the divine. This inner guidance often leads them to make choices that seem risky, but ultimately align with their purpose. Injustice sparks an inner fire. Chosen ones can't stand by when something's wrong, even at personal risk. They speak up against corruption, defend the voiceless, and challenge the status quo. This passion can make them targets, but silence feels like complicity. It has toppled empires and sparked revolutions, yet it can consume them, leading to burnout or isolation. Still, they persist, driven by fairness and a belief that every soul deserves dignity. Pain is a cruel teacher, but for the chosen, it's the ultimate forge. They go through intense suffering, loss, betrayal, illness, and instead of breaking, they emerge stronger. That pain becomes a source of compassion and wisdom, allowing them to connect with others on a deeper level. Yet, this refining process is lonely, and many wonder if the cost is worth it. The unseen hand guides chosen ones through synchronicities, timely calls, doors opening. Joseph's prison to palace journey shows setbacks as stepping stones. Psychologists call it apophenia, but believers see divine orchestration. This guidance demands trust, yet proves they're never alone. Carrying these traits is a heavy burden. Chosen ones often feel isolated, misunderstood. Their compassion exhausts them, their sensitivity overwhelms them, and their mission consumes them. They walk a lonely path, wondering if anyone truly understands. Yet this solitude is also their sanctuary, a space to recharge and connect with the divine. In many traditions, this solitude is a necessary part of the journey, a time of testing and refinement. The prophet Elijah, after his triumph on Mount Carmel, fled into the wilderness in despair, yet there he heard the still, small voice. Similarly, many chosen ones today find that their darkest hours birth their greatest insights. This cost is not punishment but purification, stripping away everything non-essential. Their purpose isn't fame but faithfulness. In the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna must fight a war he dreads. Yet Krishna insists his duty is to uphold Dharma regardless of personal cost. Modern chosen ones may leave lucrative careers to care for the sick or speak truth to power at great risk. They plant seeds others will harvest, their reward often deferred beyond this lifetime. Still, they persist, driven by an inner certainty that their labor is not in vain. Beware, not everyone who claims to be chosen truly is. Real traits show through actions, not words. Anyone can say they're compassionate, but do they sacrifice their own comfort to help others? Do they stand up for justice when it's risky? False chosen ones often seek attention and power, using spiritual language to manipulate. The genuine ones are humble, often unaware of their own significance. So how can you tell the difference? Look at their fruit, not their words. A tree is known by its fruit. The genuine chosen ones produce love, joy, peace, and patience, even in adversity. They don't need to announce their calling. Their lives speak for themselves. Consider Mother Teresa, who served the poorest without seeking recognition, or Martin Luther King Jr., who fought for justice with nonviolent love. Their actions were the proof. When chosen ones meet, there's instant recognition, a spark that transcends words. They form bonds beyond ordinary friendship, a mutual understanding that they're not alone. These connections become lifelines, offering support in a world that often feels alien. In many spiritual communities, this is called a soul tribe or spiritual family. These relationships are forged through shared trials and a common purpose, creating a powerful network of love and accountability. Think of the early Christians who shared everything in common, or the Sufi orders that support each other on the path. Even in modern times, chosen ones find each other through service projects or meditation circles. These bonds are not based on convenience, but on a deep resonance that cannot be faked. The awakening rarely comes as a gentle whisper. One moment you're living an ordinary life. The next, a force you can't explain pulls you toward a purpose you never chose. But here's the twist. This moment isn't random. It's the culmination of every hidden struggle, every quiet doubt, and every sleepless night that led you here. And what happens next? That's where the real test begins. The chosen one often resists the call. Doubt whispers that you're not worthy, not strong enough, not ready. Fear of the unknown becomes a wall, and the temptation to turn back feels almost irresistible. Yet this resistance is what forges the mark. Every time you almost give up, something inside pushes harder. The struggle isn't weakness, it's the refiner's fire. The deeper the resistance, the more unbreakable the resolve becomes. But what happens when the world starts to notice? A chosen one's influence often extends far beyond their immediate circle. Their decisions and actions can inspire movements, shift cultural norms, and even alter the course of history. This impact is not always visible or immediate, but it is real and lasting. Through their example, they empower others to find their own purpose and contribute to a greater good. The true measure of their influence lies in the positive changes they set in motion, which can ripple through generations. History is filled with chosen ones whose marks outlive them. Unsung heroes in every village, quiet healers, relentless advocates, whose names never make headlines, but whose impact shapes generations. Their empathy, sensitivity, and unshakable calling built bridges for the future. Many of these legacies were born from the very pain that seemed to break them. So what does that mean for those who carry the mark today? You don't need a crown or cape to carry these marks today. A nurse who feels every patient's pain as her own. That's the weight of compassion. A teacher who senses unspoken struggles in each student. That's spiritual sensitivity. A social activist who can't sleep while injustice festers. That's the fire of justice. These traits show up in everyday heroes, in offices, in schools, in neighborhoods. Modern society often mistakes these marks for weakness. The empathetic get called too soft, the intuitive too dreamy. Yet those who embrace the mark, despite the noise, are quietly reshaping the world. And the question that haunts them, am I doing enough? So, do you have these traits? If you feel a pull towards something bigger, a compassion that aches, a knowing that defies logic, you might be one of them. But here's the twist. The answer isn't as rare as you think. Many carry the mark without realizing it, because the chosen path isn't about being special, it's about being willing. Willing to feel deeply, to act justly, to serve even when it costs you. The eternal question isn't whether you're chosen, it's whether you'll answer the call that's already inside you. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever felt that invisible nudge, that quiet knowing that you're meant for something more? It tells the algorithm that this conversation matters. But more importantly, it tells me that you're part of this journey. So what's your mark? Let's start the conversation. These 7 traits aren't badges of perfection. They're scars of willingness. The chosen one isn't the one who never falls. It's the one who gets up again and again, because the mission matters more than the fear. And here's the final truth. These marks aren't reserved for a select few. They're seeds planted in everyone, waiting for the right conditions to bloom. The question is whether you'll water them with courage or let them wither in doubt. The choice is yours, and the world is waiting for what only you can bring.